What's going on, everybody? It's Tim. It's Saturday. It's raining out. I'm waiting on a special delivery. So in the meantime, I'm working on projects, cheap, small block Chevy. And I was reluctant to pull the cap off, maybe because I was afraid of what I'd see. But I pulled one off, and she looks good to me. It's got normal wear, but no scarring or anything. So she's a clean engine. So we will just proceed on it, you know. We will just run it how it is. It's been rebuilt at some point in time. So I got it flipped over. So we got the oil pan sitting over there. We got a gasket sitting right here. It's a cork one, but we're getting ready to throw that baby on there and let it seal up. Then we'll flip it back around, start buttoning up the top end, see if she'll run. Budget small block is what I was working on. Keep getting distracted. Flipped it around, took the rod cap off. It looks real good. Everything looks good. So I got the oil pan on there with new gaskets. And before I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and put the intake on. Get that sealing. That way when I come back tomorrow, I can just button up some other stuff. And that's what we're doing. Project budget small block. Will it run? You'll be the first to know. All right, I just got to working, and here we are. So we got the oil pan on. We got a fresh Mobil 1 oil filter. We got the fuel pump plate installed, 2 new gaskets. Fuel pump is on. When I went and got this motor, Brad Mullins, he's a guy I know. We never really have hung out, but we know each other through mutual friends and other stuff, wheeling and dealing and things like that. So his father had passed away, he said, about 8 years ago, and that's always rough on families and stuff and leftover parts, and that's what this was. This was left in the garage on an engine stand, 2 bolts in the oil pan, 6 bolts in the intake. Valve covers were not on it when I got there. So it'd been sitting there for at least 8 years. So it turns over good, everything checks out. It's been rebuilt at some point in its time. It's had the mains and the rods turned. They're marked. And other than that, it's just regular heads, 3970010. It's only a 2-bolt main. So we didn't worry about going high performance on this unit. I took a 4-barrel intake that I had on a spare engine in my container. That's where I also got the fuel pump plate. I also got motor mounts off of that engine if we need those. I have a distributor in it. I dropped that in. Motor is at top dead center. Timing mark is at 0. Pistons all the way up. Distributors installed with a new gasket. Valve covers. These valve covers came with the engine. They were crusty and rusty chrome. I polished them up a little bit. They do still have bad spots, but look at the motor. We're just trying to see if we could take a $200 motor and get it running. So far, all I bought is a gasket kit for $50. I've had other stuff sitting around. It didn't have a oil dipstick, so I did pick one of those up at Advance. Should go right in. Now that I got the valve covers bolted on, I used some hardware left over from swapping the valve covers on my El Camino. Just going with the theme here. The intake's not perfect. We cleaned it up with gasoline because I don't have a sandblaster. We got pulleys for it. Our goal is to make it run. We're probably going to fashion something up on this stand, weld something to this. I'm probably going to weld a bracket to this, put a radiator up here, and that way we can let it run, evaluate it, put an oil pressure gauge on it, get some coolant in it, see how it runs, decide what we're going to do with it. So I started working on this. This kind of just happened because I've been having trouble with the white truck, so I went ahead and just focused on getting it lifted and then trying to get my red truck running and driving. So this motor came about. Hey, Brad wants to sell a motor for $200, so let's take a jump on it, just in case I need a motor for the white truck. I'd rather have a big block Chevy in the white truck. I'm also open to putting this 5.3 LS I got in it because I'm not a hater. I just had a few bad run-ins. But anyways, we'll keep it simple this time if we do it that way, like we did on Blake's truck. That seemed to work pretty well. But anyways, we're going to get this fired up. We got a 650 carb. We're going to rebuild, get the distributor on it, get some plug wires on it. I got some headers for it so we can make some noise. Got the Derby inspiration because I went to a demolition derby. So now I just want to live my old school life again. So here we are. Let's make it run. What do you got to lose? $200, some gaskets, or it may end up being the best engine I ever have in my life if you don't take a chance. You know, you may say, I may see Brad 10 years from now and be like, man, you remember that motor I bought from you? That sucker's still running, you know? So I did steal a 350 on a Jen's 40 Chevy, so it would be nice to replace that. But anyways, we'll see. We'll see. We're not throwing the checkbook at it or anything. We're just trying to get it running, trying to see if it'll make oil pressure. May even have an aftermarket cam in it. I don't really know. We did turn the crank over, made sure everything spins freely. All the push rods go up and down and do push rod things. All the rockers go up and down and do rocker things. So total investment so far, $250. So that's well, $30 for a carb rebuild kit. And one of the carburetors he gave me with the engine. So I'm trying to take the engine, the valve covers, and the carburetor. He gave me a crate of carburetors, had 2 quarter jets and a Holley 650. So I'm going to rebuild that Holley 650 and put on there. So $280 for a rebuild kit for that, and a gasket kit and the engine. So I got a radiator out of my 69 Nova. I'll make me a little stand here. Won't take me about a few minutes when I go to do that. And then we'll get this one running. Appreciate you. All right, we got one on. These are just for fun, but these are actually my old derby headers from, shoot, all the way back, man, 1999. So that's, you know, that's how long I've been around. I paid $100 for these back in the day. There was a place over in outside of I can't even remember, Camden, and he made these headers. They ended up going, he retired or something, so you can't get them anymore. Missing a gasket. Where's the other gasket? Well, anyways, I did some derbying back in the day, and then I did some trailer racing. In the trailer racing, I would just run the motor that was in the car, and I had a wagon with a 460, and I had a Crown Vic. So I loaned this guy Josh these headers, and he built a derby car, and he went to the derby, you know, and didn't do any good, but didn't destroy the car, and he had the headers forever, like 2 years, and we were friends. Used to be. Everybody used to be your friend, you know. And one time I asked him for my headers back, and he got all weird. He gave them back to me. Took him a little while. It was like he was wanting to keep them or something. Which back then I would have sold them to him, but he never offered me no money. He was just gonna hold on to them forever. So I asked for them back, and it wasn't long after that he didn't like me no more. You know how that goes. Win some, you lose some. I always seem to win. So, stories, you know, how that goes when you loan stuff out. Never comes back the same, or you don't get it back, or if you gotta ask for it back, you're a jerk. People are stupid. Budget small block. These are for fun. I did go to a derby. I would like a derby, but I'm not going to waste my time. You know, it's not, if you enjoy it, it's not a waste of time, but for me, it's a waste of time because I got a lot of other stuff to do. I don't really have time to be building a derby car. Everybody's got time if you make time, but you got to be interested in that to be able to make time. And I don't think it's something that I'm interested in enough to make time, if that makes any sense. But we'll get to hear these pipes sing. All right, where are we at? Distributor cap. I don't know exactly the shape of these distributor caps, if they're good or what. We'll find out. May have to buy it. Kind of running low on good distributor caps. Usually I take them apart if they're no good, or if they quit working, so Found this one laying around. We'll give her a hit. You know pretty quick if it'll start. Obviously, if I want to put this in a vehicle and drive it, I would put all new. But this is the budget small block. First look. I said I was going to start it on this stand. That might be a lie because I don't have enough flywheel room back here. That's what I'm seeing on this particular engine stand. So I may have to modify the plan. Sometimes if you clean it good, it's just kind of like a rebuild, and everything will be perfect. A while back, I was at our local show we call the Pumpkin Run, and they had $10 wire sets. How could anyone go wrong with $10 wire sets? So, perfect for something like this. Let's just put them all in here. They're all the same length. That's what you get for $10. Alright, got those plug wires installed. Next, we got new spark plugs. Perfectly gapped from the factory. This makes me want an old Impala. Bust the windows out. Weld her up. Boom. Just like that. Grab the old 5/8. Alright, we got fresh 5 quarts of Mobil 1 oil in it. I always run the diesel oil, 15 W40. Run that and everything. They say oil's oil, but that's good oil. None of it's leaking out yet. I know you should separate them, but we're just firing it up, so get them up out of the way. Man, we're ready for a carburetor and a starter. Some carburetor and a starter. Starters are $100 now. Alright, we're getting close. Alright, budget small block is got plugs, wires, distributor. That carburetor is just sitting there. That's a massive weird 850 I got. I got to rebuild one of these 650s or find something. I'm running out of carburetors. Good ones. I guess I'm already out of good carburetors. So we are going to address that situation, and then we'll be ready to put a starter on this and a flywheel. There's no flywheel, so I'm not going to put the carb on it yet anyway, so I can put a lifting plate on it, pick it up, put a flywheel on it, put it on a different engine stand, or might just put it in her truck. I don't know. I don't think I got the right motor mounts. So we'll figure that out, but we're moving along. Budget small block. It looks cool with those headers.
What's up, friends? It is Tuesday. I had to think about what day it was because of the holiday and we've been so busy. I'm working on a little special project here. I've never made anything for Tim, and he has always wanted a Raven for the top of Dick Banjo. So I decided I'm going to work on that. So that's what I'm working on right there. Little body action going on so far. Let's see if I can show you. I got the body. I'm working on the body. I got some wings lined out. I'm going to make feathers, but I think it looks pretty darn good. My camera work sucks. That's this body. My Raven body so far. Obviously, he will have some wings and a head and legs and such, but I'm using my boyfriend's art captain, the MiG 205 Pro. Mine just doesn't have a gas tank on it right now, and we haven't gone down to get some. But while I have the welder out, Tim has asked me to weld some bolts on here, right here, on these, weld some bolts on there, because they're broke off and we got to get them out of there. So he's outside working on something. I got the welder out. I'm going to weld some bolts on that for him so we can get those out of there. I don't even know what engine this is at this point. I think this is the LS that we just got. I don't even know. There's a lot going on around here. So I hope you guys are having a good week. Let's weld those bolts on. Seems too easy.
Oh yeah, the first extraction. She's pro at it already. Just got going. How long you been doing this?
First day.
LS stud removal expert, one day.
First day.
A lot of mechanics have to do these in vehicles. They'd be like, oh, that ain't nothing. I would have been 47 in one day. Flat rate. Today you learn how to do something you didn't know how to do when you woke up. LS Jennifer. She can tune them and everything. She's already got 2 out. It's like pulling teeth. There it is.
Congratulations.
Taught her, you did it. Taught her something new today. One's got the greatest engine ever made, 5.9 Cummins. One's got the worst engine ever made, 6.2 Detroit Chevy diesel. We're gonna fix that. It's coming out starting tomorrow. Budget small block showdown. $500 5.3 2002 running. Who knows what? $350 non-running, $200. We put gaskets on it. We put an intake on it. Cleaned it up. We got to rebuild the carburetor. Do a few things. We're gonna fire that up. We're gonna fire this up. Some of the problems I'm facing right now is I have all these trucks. We're getting stuff running. We had plenty of parts. Now we're getting low on parts. So I got to start getting crafty, saving money where I can. This carburetor, one of these carburetors came with that budget 350. I think it's this guy here. So they're both just 650 Hollies, single pumpers. Just a good, reliable carburetor. So I bought some good, cheap rebuild kits for them. So we're going to break into one. We need them both rebuilt. Let's get one rebuilt. So I'm not a carburetor expert, but you don't really have to be. We just want to, we're just updating the gaskets, checking our floats, stuff like that. I ordered cheap kit. I probably should have gone with actual Holly kit. Little better gaskets in the Holly kits, but I plan to only really use it once. So it comes with the new power valve and some jets and some O-rings and stuff. I don't know how much of it we're going to replace. We want to refresh it. I've done a few of these, usually you just like to get one that works. But a lot of people shy away from this kind of stuff because once they sit around, they don't want to operate the same as when you were using it. So then you get upset and quit working on your stuff. We're all in that together. So let's dive into one, see what we can find. Basically, there's probably nothing wrong with this carburetor when it was last used. So that's the theory we're going with. You want to pay attention to your side linkages, how things come apart. This has a tube that feeds each bowl, so we just want to pay attention to that. Probably just take it apart a little bit at a time. Here's these 4 bolts. This, what I would call the driver's side of it, has your accelerator pump and everything here. Just pay attention to how this stuff comes apart, or if it wants to come apart. It's probably never been apart. Little brass hammer here. Gaskets are sticking. All right, we're inside. Looks pretty clean. Like probably would have ran clean. I don't see anything wrong with it. there's some dirt in there. We're going to clean everything. This metering block will come off. Here's the feed tube. O-ring stuck in there, so we need to get that O-ring out. But basically we're just replacing gaskets. Beat on it harder. If it don't come apart, all right, we'll replace all this. We got a new one in our kit. All right, so you'll have your metering block gaskets, your bowl gaskets, your fuel bowl gaskets. You just want to pay attention how it comes apart. Then your base gasket and your air filter gasket. Obviously, we don't need those till last. We're just gonna try to get all this stuff clean. Might have got away with just running it. These gaskets are dry as a bone. Make sure we ain't gonna lose no parts here that we ain't noticing. Let's find our gasket that we're replacing right now. This is gonna suck. Man, they're stuck on there like Chuck. I'm gonna have to soak these in some gasoline. This is why they sell non-stick gaskets, folks. These were not them. We'll get it. It becomes more tedious this way. I hate carburetors, everybody says. Like it's Back to the Future. God, these things are stuck on there, man. Hopefully my editor fast forwards through this boring part. But this is what you need to expect when you get in there, I guess. Got to go to war with it. Oh yeah, just wet it down, they come off pretty good. All right, break out the old pocket pliers. I know you got them. We're going to replace that. Apparently they think we need a new one since it came with one. All right, here's your bowl. Here's your float. So your this one seems to be locked up. So your bowl will rise and it'll shut off your flow to your carb. You know, this is your main deal here. So we got to check that guy, see why he's not responding. But we got new ones in our kit here. All right, well, whoever had worked on it before had the needle and seat screwed all the way down in so you couldn't even adjust it. So I had to take the float out, reach in there with a pair of mini pliers, pocket pliers, back it out so I could get the nut actually grabs the needle and seat. The needle and seat has a square head where the nut rides on, and then the set screw. So had to do a little repair on that. Your float will shut your needle and seat and stop off the fuel flow and just takes the fuel in a little bit at a time to keep your bowls full, if that makes any sense. So the last thing we're going to do on this side of the carburetor is we're going to pull the jets out just to see what size they are, and if we ever need a set, we'll know what size we have if we can read them. 67. If that makes any sense. 67. 67. Got our new power valve. We got our gasket surface material cleaned up. There's not much more to do on this end of the old guy. I don't know if I'm gonna. Let me see if I want to take the base plate off. I'm not sure yet. As soon as I don't do this, I wish I had. I don't know if I ever taken the base plate off of one before. Uncharted territories, never be afraid. This gasket's the same age as the other gaskets. I like to beat on things before I take all the screws out. That way you already beat on it a little bit. Then it just comes right off, see? We want to pay attention here. One little C-clip. All right, we got our base loose. We want to make sure everything turns. Make sure everything's functioning freely. Everything seems to be in good shape on this guy. Right here's our gasket. Try to get this gasket off in one piece. The gasket was fine. Ladies and gentlemen, could have ran that. I don't know why they give you 3. That was easy. Probably the only tough part's lining up all the holes on the gasket. Just use a couple screws. If you're my age, there's 2 things you should be able to do, and that's rebuild a carburetor, roll a joint. Because that's just the life we grew up in. He said, roll a joint. Yep. I sure did. All right. This side is ready for action. Cleaned up. It's like a fresh haircut. Get your lever there for your accelerator pump. Single accelerator pump. Single pumper. They give me new bolt gaskets, but they're cheaper than what's already on here. That one don't even have one. Gaskets on everything. More gaskets you replace, less likely she is to leak on you. Alright, new gasket on the bowl and on the metering block and on the base. Got a new accelerator pump diaphragm installed. Let's clean up this other side. That's about all we're going to do to it. Don't forget to put new O-rings on your tube. That'll go on when we put this other bowl back on. You got to remember our tube, or you'll just pour gas all over. You'll be like Jim Morrison. Come on, baby, light my fire. Kaboom, baby. This bowl is operating. Needs to be for your back 4 barrels. Keeping them going. Got some plate back here with some weird screws in it. Little tiny straight screwdriver fits. They're not even tight, so gasket, got to take that off to get your bowl gasket replaced. That's what it looks like in the back. Little plate. Got a new one of those. Well, I thought we did. We do. Bingo. Let's change this needle and seat while we're in here. Matter of fact, I'm going to put all these screws back in real quick. There's little dowels. Make sure you get them little dowels inserted or you'll be sorry later. A little hard to get back on with a new gasket. Make sure you get everything lined up just right. She ain't wanting to go on the way it came off. Alright, plate's going back on. I had it upside down. Brand new gasket behind it. Alright, here we are inside of this guy. Take our screw out, set screw. Then back our needle and seat out. It'll come right out the top. Brand new one with a new O-ring. And then it fits into your adjuster like that. Put that baby back in there. Your float will come up and it'll trigger the tip there. And that'll stop the fuel flow. On the side here is your sight window. They make clear sight windows. So what you want to do is have your engine running, have your tools here to adjust this. You'll have a screwdriver, and then you'll have your wrench. Looks like it's about a 9/16. And with your engine running, you want to back this out until the fuel starts coming out of your sight glass there. Just you want it to get right there, and then that'll bring your float up, and that's where she'll stop. Just takes a little bit of adjustment. You can buy clear sight glasses where you don't have to make a mess. It's just a clear bubble there, and you can actually see, and then you can make your adjustments up top that way. Whatever you want to do. This side looks real clean. Let's get our new bolt gaskets. Might have to remove the old gaskets from a few of them. Make sure you get your old gaskets out of the way. She goes right back on, but we don't want to forget her tube. Go through your little kit here. That O-ring just fell right off. Get your new O-rings installed. I don't know what all that stuff's for. I've had the whole thing apart. Give her a little spit lube. Had a whole O-ring in there. Glad I caught that. All right. Main vacuum port right there for like your brakes. This one has a manual choke. So you can just set that. I like to put a little rod in there and set that down where you don't have to worry about it. I don't really use a lot of chokes around here. I just give them the old Michael Jackson pump up. Take a piece of TIG rod here, make us a little stop. That way she don't come go shut on you on a big pull, big race. It's at least 5 times I've used these guys. That screw had never been out its whole life. This guy had never been out either. Now why do they send you so many gaskets? You can literally do this 3 times. Send me the proper amount of gaskets and charge me $10 instead of charging me 30 and sending me all these gaskets I don't need. You know? Choke delete kit installed just like that. All right. We are ready to go. Vacuum secondaries. All right, there we go. Rebuilt Holley 650. Replaced every gasket that I could. I had all these gaskets left over, but I don't know what else to do. I replaced it all, man. It'll run. She'll fire right up and run. Not leak. Probably put this on the budget small block, hook this up to the fuel pump, start getting her going. What's happening, everybody? It's Tim, Piece and Grease. Beautiful Wednesday. Beautiful out. Started out a little cold, but we're heading up to the high 60s. We got lots of different things going on today. It's noon. We've already been working, doing different stuff, moving stuff. Jennifer's mowing. We got this little budget small block going on, and we ain't going to drag this on forever. Went and got a starter last night. Should be able to put a starter on it. The problem is it's on the stand, and can't get a flywheel on there because there's not enough offset. So I came up with an idea because I found the motor mounts that were in Jennifer's truck. I got a little bit different cross member in there, so I have some different motor mounts. Well, I actually found those last night. Just I got so much going on, I forget I have things. So I thought, what a better way to start the engine than to put it in the truck that it's going to go in if it runs good. So it's basically just an engine stand anyway. It don't look like much because we got it in dry storage, whatever you want to call this building, lean-to that never got quite finished. Because if we put a door on it, things won't fit in it. I do need to build some swing outdoors. Anyway, I just use it as my come and go. Just kind of like put stuff in there I don't want to get ruined right away. The 40 Chevy sitting in there. You may not have been around for this. This is a 40 Chevy. We're going to roll it out today. We'll go over it more. But I have a small block Chevy cross member. There's already a turbo 400 in there. I have a converter, but I'm not going to put it in yet because I want the motor to start. I don't want to bolt the transmission up because I don't have transmission lines run. So that's what we're going to do, and then we're going to try to get back on this truck. I took the motor out of this truck to put in the 8-lug thug because you got to keep projects moving, and then I paid $200 for this motor. I was going to put it in this truck, but we're going to try to put this motor in that truck. We're going to show you how to put the world's cheapest square body LS swap possible. And the reason I'm going to do it cheap is because I don't have no money. So we're going to buy the cheapest mounts. It's going to go in front of a turbo 400. We're going to buy the cheapest wiring harness off Amazon. The last swap I did, that harness worked good. I have a good understanding of that harness now, so we can make it a breeze. Just get all your sensors in, get everything working, and it gets you somebody to tune a computer and it fires right up. So that's what we're going to do. Paid $500 for that LS. Don't really have much money in this 1-ton military truck anyway, so we're going to take 6.2 out. We may get started draining the fluids out of it. But in order to do all this, I need to get what we call the king, because he was the king of our fleet till we got a semi. But there's some issues with this guy, meaning the headlights and my damn horn blasters don't work. So that's all going on under the dash. I had to cut some wires. We're going to throw a new headlight switch in this guy right here. If you don't know how, we'll show you. I just think the whole time the headlight switch was going bad, all the other lights would work fine. Just the headlights themselves sometimes wouldn't work. I wish I had a new floor switch here, but I don't. I'll probably order one. But I had to cut some wires, so we're going to go in there, splice it, put it back together, put the new switch in, see what happens. I've already started narrowing down my train horn disaster. What we got going on here on these batteries is kind of a disaster. It's probably not going to happen today because I don't have the parts, and you'll be watching this tomorrow. But we're going to get rid of some of this wiring issues, put us a positive lug in here, run the wires through the positive lug off the battery, try to clean the battery up a little bit, clean some of this wiring up, get rid of some stuff, add some stuff, move some stuff, hide some stuff. That's what we're doing. I'm going to jump under the dash here real quick and fix a few wires. What I did was I had a piece of wire in my toolbox. I stripped it out on both ends. I popped a glass fuse out, stuck the wire in behind it, pushed it back in, cut the low beam side of my headlights and wired that directly in, and we drove home that way with the headlight switch working, everything else. So I just need to go in, fix my wrongs. I think in the midst of that, I had flu B, and I was under there, and I think I just got some of my train horn wires pulled out. This truck also was kind of built in a hurry. I only built this truck in 3 months. It wasn't my finest work, but it's been my finest truck. So let's just keep fixing them up as you go. Let's do it. Keep on trucking. All right, here we are. This is a 1969 C50, same as your C10, C20. Headlight switch is going to be the same. We got the old one out. We actually had to get to 5/8 to get the nut out, which is like a male, weird male, two different males. So one screws into the switch, one screws out here, goes this way, goes in there, then screws into your switch. 5/8 is what that was. So we imagine that probably the headlight bank of this was going bad for some time. This is probably the original equipment. So these aren't very expensive. So we're going to throw this in. And then under here, right here is where I jerry-rigged the power to them. So we're going to try to fix a few things. I noticed my fuel gauge had quit working too, so I killed some things, but we're going to fix all that real quick. While we're here, we got a voltage 12-volt light, we got crimps and everything, so it's hard to film it all, but basically this will go plug in and go back up in there. I didn't do anything to the wiring to this, and we still have the floor dimmer here that controls it all. So we're going to put the switch back in, clean up some of the wiring, figure out why the horn don't work, and then keep on trucking. All right, we was able to fix the headlights, or at least determine what we knew all along was bad. Sometimes it would give me fits, and I'd have to hit this guy. Sounds like it's doing something there, but it wasn't doing much in real life. So we're just going to order one of these. I put a jumper wire in the harness to see if the headlights worked, and they did. We got our horn working, cleaned up some other wiring. I'll order this, screw it down, plug it in, and the beat goes on. We'll be able to keep on trucking. So now let's install that engine. All this actually works out because I've been wanting to dig this out because my tire changer quit working the other day. The foot control, electric turntable quit working. So I need to get this out of there so I can lay down in there and work on that. So this is what happens. Things get accumulated, piled up around projects, and then projects sit because it takes so long to get it out. Well, we're getting it out. We're going to roll it out here in the sun, and we're going to install that small block in it, and see what happens. We'll see together. All right, just like that. She's outside. He, she, whatever it is. 1940 Chevy, stock frame, completely boxed with 1/4-inch plate, 3/4 ton Chevy axles. The front will end up being a Dana 60 because we ended up getting hydraulic steering through Travis Centers. Travis 4x4 Performance, and he sent us up a full hydro steering, and you actually weld that to the front diff. I'd rather do that to a Dana 60 than a 10 bolt. So I could probably put it on there, but we're not going to. We're going to do the Dana 60 routine and spend a little money and do coilovers on the front and make this a beater. If we go somewhere, we go off-roading. If we go out west or something, we throw this on a trailer because it's short. We could take other stuff and then just make it all-around capable wheeler. We do have the front end and everything. We may make a special bed, have a special little hidden gym for the back we might do, but we got a lot going on, so let's get to it. All right, here we are doing it old school. We got the motor hanging. Let's get this plate off the back so we can get a flywheel on this baby. Next thing we're going to do is put this flywheel on it. All right, I'm going to find starter bolts. We'll be right back. All right, we want to get this done as quickly as possible. Got to get these motor mounts on here real quick. Starter on while I'm at it. All right, back. I went and grabbed the bolts out of the big block in there because that's what this starter is for anyway. You always want to use these knurled factory style starter bolts. Regular bolts allow too much movement. Starter will dance around. And there's a bracket usually that goes here. That's always the first thing to go. All right, we'll go on the other side. Put the motor mount on. We should be good to go. All right, we got our motor mounts on. I hope I don't regret that starter. We're going to start lowering it down in there. You can see my tubular cross member, same one I used on the van. All right, so last minute catch. I don't want my tongue hitting the firewall at all. So I'm going to set it down. I got a block of wood. I'm going to set it down for 5 seconds. Move my chain out towards the tip. Make sure it's tight. Gingerly ease back, put it back in here. If I wouldn't have checked that, being alone, I would have messed the cow, really messed us up. So glad I checked. We'll be right back. All right, we got to get the carburetor back on it, get the fuel lines hooked up, get some battery cables on it. All right. Somehow I managed to destroy 2 plug wires. I don't really know how I did that, but I did. I pinched on something. Don't know. Gotta find 2 plug wires. Transmission's not going to be spinning during this test, so don't have to worry about that. Alright. 2 plug wires, battery cables. I'll be back. Alright, I put new plugs on it. We got a wire running to the coil. We got an oil pressure gauge up there. We got fuel in the tank. We got fuel to the carb. We don't have fuel in the carb yet. We got battery cables and a battery. We are going to see what happens. See if we can save it. Just turn it over, see what happens. See if we get oil pressure on turnover. Sound coming out of that exhaust. It's got a weird sound coming out of this bank. Hopefully we didn't do all this for nothing, but you never know. Let's put some gas in it. Oh, that ain't sounding good. Give it a break. She ain't sounding too good, boys. Could be a bad distributor cap. We need another cap. That cap's faded out. I imagine that cap was in Dick Banjo when it quit running. Should ride on this stuff. All right, we grabbed a different distributor cap off of the running big block in the twin engine truck. Let's see if it'll at least fire off. Didn't fix it. Got oil pressure, lots of it. This is deja vu from the last 2 videos. That's gonna catch on fire. One thing I didn't check is the timing chain. It's hitting out 60 pounds of oil pressure though. That's a good sign. Got a good strong spark. Let me give that starter a break. You want to give the starter a break? We got confirmed spark, so let's work from there. It almost sounds like it could have a valve sticking, but I turned over the motor by hand and everything turned, so it could have a burnt valve. I didn't take the heads off, which may have been why it don't run. Should still fire up with a burnt valve though. We got spark, so I don't know. Let's give her a little break. All right, we ain't having much luck yet, but we'll keep trying. We got nothing. Man, with spark and fuel pouring right down it and air, it should fire up. Back to the old drawing board, they should say. This is like that video, that show Unsolved Mysteries, where you watch all the way to the end and we don't get it fixed. We're going to keep pushing forward, though. Got fuel. We ain't drawn none from the tank yet, but pouring gas right down, it should have done something by now. All right, I'm not going to leave you hanging. It's not going to run. There was a reason why it was there. I was buying a core, no hard feelings. $200 is what I paid for it. I took a gamble, and I lost. Here's how we know. It will not start, and it sounds funny. It sounds like it's pushing air out of other things in the exhaust. I had a vacuum hose on the carburetor with a bolt stuck in it. It shot it all the way across. So it's got severe crankcase blow by. It's got a broken ring, or it's got something bad causing that to happen. So let's just I didn't spend much. I took a chance. It's still worth the money I spent to take it to the machine shop and have it freshened up, buy a kit, or do it myself, take it apart. I got a lot of other stuff going on. It's fine where it's at for now. It's not going to run. I could tell you as soon as I heard it turn over and hit, it's not going to run. The only way I would have known anything better was to pull it has 60 pounds of oil pressure though, but oil pressure and crankcase pressure is two different things. So that's a real bummer, but at least we didn't waste our time installing it in a vehicle. Somebody said you should get a engine test stand and test your motors before you put them in stuff. I was hoping to put that motor in this white truck. I'm not mad. That would have been more failure and loss. So I think it's not making hardly enough compression to even want to start. So it spins over so fast. Might have a hole in the piston or something. I did not take the heads off. I could take the heads off, whatever, or I could just pull my intake valve covers off, put it in dry storage, and move on. Peace and grease. Keep on trucking.